strings of a violin could conjure within him the forlorn thoughts of lost loves and dashed hopes. How breath blown over an oboe's reeds could bring him to his knees and weep. And he wondered what those sounds had in common with the distant longing sound of train whistles, the mournful wail of wolves howling, the wind in the tops of willow trees. Edmund felt if he could isolate the roots in all of these sad sounds, he might be able to arrange the notes into a single chord, the playing of which would connect all the sad songs ever sung and all the sad sounds ever heard and bring forth an unstoppable human tide of glorious and well-earned tears. And one day, after much labor, he found it. And he organized a performance in a grand hall. And he invited members of the world press to come and encourage them to broadcast the event simultaneously to all corners of the globe. And on the night of the performance, Edmund stood in front of his keyboard in a somber gray tuxedo and tails and a tall, smoky stovepipe hat. And he cleared his throat. And he said very softly into the microphone, "And now, ladies and gentlemen of the world, I give you my gift, the chord of ultimate sadness." And the whole wide world held its breath. And Edmund brought his gray-gloved hand down softly on the keys. And there issued forth from speakers all around the planet, from every radio station, from every television station, from every web browser, pure and beautiful and complete silence. And fat, laughing Buddhas with huge flapping earlobes danced waltzes down the cheeks of the whole wide world. Edmund closed his eyes, lowered his head, and he smiled. Okay. So, like Aaron said, my tour partner, we're on tour. We've been on tour for 2.5 months, and we have until almost Christmas. And wow, gosh, it's really good to be here at the Green Mill. So, here's a poem. It's a little confection. It's a sweet little thing. Maybe it'll leave a good taste in your mouth after it's done. It's about the space that I'm in right now. Like, everything is so sexualized in this country. Everything is just dripping with sex sells. Woo! Everything. Yeah, I just get so tired of it. Like, I yearn for a time where it wasn't so all about sex. You could just walk up to somebody and say, "Hey," without it being like, "Hey." You know, I could be like, "I'm sad and lonely on tour and I just want to talk." It wouldn't be like, "Hey." You know, that time where you could just be driven to the mall theater with your mom and your 10-year-old friend that you had in the 6th grade, and you're sitting there in the dark and your fingers like touch and it's like, "No!" And then you're like, you know, the music, wah, wah, you know, and then it's like, "Oh yeah," and she's like, "Yeah, that's right," and you're like, "It's on!" And your little 10-year-old heart is like, "Oh!" Like, I yearn for when, like, a pinky hug in the dark would be like a home run, you know? So, I wrote a piece about it. It's called "Falling in Like." Aww. All the girls go, "Aww." Okay, all the guys. Yeah. Falling in like. You make me feel goofy. Goofy like I blush when someone mentions your name. Goofy like I have a bazillion things I want to tell you when you're not around, but face to face I just stare at my toe making circles on the ground like I'm all thumbs and no place to put them. Like I just want to write you a note that says, "Do you like me? Yes, no, or maybe." Whatever random cool I've been able to harness leaps from my grasp when you enter the room and I feel old school. And by that I mean grade school, like back in the day when the space between wanting to touch someone's hand and actually touching it could hold lifetimes of passionate yearning. Cute girl in the front row. I don't want to make out with you. I want to make a fort with you in the living room, right in the middle with all the sheets and all the blankets and every chair in the whole house. A soft labyrinth scented with fabric softener and hot chocolate with marshmallows. Laying on our tummies in the avocado shag carpeting and eating golden grams right from the box. We'd be the best spellers in all the 6th grade spelling bee, and we'd spend our recesses in the library, quizzing each other over dueling dictionaries and encyclopedias and having cutthroat Scrabble wars. And you would always accuse me of cheating, but I still swear that ishkabibble is a real word. And if you got the chicken pox, I would ride my bike across town on a Saturday and climb in through your bedroom window to hang out with you while your parents were shopping so that I could get chicken pox too. Then we could both stay home from school and talk on the phone all day long and watch game shows and Twilight Zone reruns together and take breaks only for dinner and the bathroom until it was bedtime. And we whispered into the phone under the covers in the dark until we got really sleepy. And I would say, "Are you asleep?" And you would say, "Yes." And a little while later I would ask, "Are you still awake?" And you wouldn't say anything. And I would just lie there, listening to the sound of your breathing. On my homemade Valentine's Day card, I would write, "I like you," in sparkles and glue. Only my handwriting is so bad, all my K's look like V's, but we decide that's better anyway. "I live you." We'd make pinky swears while biting our thumbs and cross our hearts and hope to die promises with words like always and forever and never ever ever, promises you can only make when you're 10 and don't know any better. Back when 3 weeks at summer camp was an eternity and a change of schools a disaster. Back before pimples, before underarm hair, before bra straps and makeup, before graduation and college and graduation and real life, back before resumes and jobs and careers and mortgages and marriage and divorce and debt and disappointment, back when summers lasted forever. And our very first kiss on the cheek was the most awkward and scary and wonderful thing in the whole wide world. That's how I like you, like a lot. So which is it? Yes, no, or maybe? Thanks a lot, guys.
Big Papa E and Aaron there. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back with a second set with Chuck and a couple other surprises.
walk this way out.
You guys will meet me.
You want to get your bike out?
Yeah, but you can
Yeah. So where do you live?
just ride to each other. Right next to the gas station.
Okay, I know where that is. So we all grab it.
Eric, come here.
They're easy.
Come here.
What?
Come here.
Make sure
Space right here. We're at the Green Mill.
We're at the green, we're at the green, we're marksmen. So what?
This guy's yelling.
He's from us.
I live.
Don't record me.
Look
My
cool.
hair's so messed up.
Look cool.
Oh god. Okay, we've been standing here too long, so.